really. Sorry about that. We've just shared with you a statement from Gilles Michaud, the Undersecretary General for Safety and Security, that makes it clear that we are determined to stay in Gaza to deliver life-saving aid for and with Palestinian civilians. Humanitarian aid delivery continues, a tremendous feat given that we are operating at the uppermost peripheries of tolerable risk. Mr. Michaud underscores that humanitarians have been in the crosshairs throughout this crisis, which is by far the deadliest on record for the United Nations. Mr. Michaud also makes it clear, like most Palestinians in Gaza, we are also running out of safe spaces for our own staff. The timing of the IDF evacuation orders, with just a few hours' notice, to move more than 200 UN staff out of their offices and living places in Deir Al-Balah, which, as you know, is a crucial hub, could not be worse, Mr. Michaud added. He was, of course, referring to the start of the massive polio vaccination campaign scheduled for next week, in which a large number of staff will be needed to enter the Gaza Strip and to work on the campaign. For the women and men who risk their lives.
Did conditions in Gaza yesterday cause a halt to UN aid deliveries?
The conditions in Gaza yesterday made it extremely, extremely difficult for us to do our work. Benno.
And has that improved today? Is there a new command center set up somewhere?
It's not. I mean, we are doing what we can with what we have on board, so to speak. I don't want to use the term improvement. I think we've been saying from the beginning, this is aid delivery by seizing every opportunity, seizing every crack that we can fill. So every situation is assessed day by day, hour by hour, and we draw consequences from that. Conclusions from that. We draw conclusions from that.
Since Friday, the Israeli military has issued 3 new evacuation orders for over 19 neighborhoods in northern Gaza and in Deir Al-Balah, with more than 8,000 people staying in these areas, many sheltering in displacement sites. That actually brings to 16 the number of mass evacuation orders that have been issued in the month of August alone. In Deir Al-Balah, those orders have displaced UN humanitarian staff, NGOs and service providers along with their families. These relocations took place at very short notice and in dangerous conditions. Our humanitarian colleagues on the ground are particularly worried about the order issued Sunday. For a part of Deir Al-Balah, it affected 15 premises hosting UN and NGO aid workers, 4 UN warehouses, Al-Aqsa Hospital, 2 clinics, 3 wells, 1 water reservoir, and 1 desalination plant. All of these are either in or near the designated area. The sum of this is that it effectively upends a whole life-saving humanitarian hub that was set up in Deir Al-Balah after its earlier evacuation from Rafah back in May, so moved again. And that, of course, severely impacts our ability to deliver essential support and services.
Bonjour. Thank you. Thank you for briefing.
Operations are ongoing where feasible. There's been no decision made to halt it. There never has been. We've been there for 10 months. So going on where feasible. I want to remind you that only 11% of the territory of the Gaza Strip is not under evacuation orders. 11% is not under evacuation orders. So we're trying to work with that number and keep the operation going. As I mentioned, the humanitarian hub that has now been displaced that's the second time it's been displaced. It was originally established, as you will recall, in Rafah, because that was where the trucks were coming in and where the operations was run from. Then when that became impossible, it moved, established itself there, and now they are on the move again.